previously on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials Tribulations.
A Sunday show.
Yeah.
Where it's called Moving the Body. Yeah. And it's just like we're jazzercising, but also moving a dead body at the same time.
Oh, man, that's really good. And flip it to the right. And flip it to the left.
The trunk. And whatever.
Double cut.
Crumple it up. Saw the legs.
Oh. Yeah, I was going for the saw, too. I was like, there it is.
Now walk up 4, 1, 2,
Stir the cement.
3, 4. Now double here.
Get it just right.
You're doing fantastic.
Look for witnesses. Kill another one. Hey, nobody gonna talk.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to the NyanCave. My name is Tom, this guy is Clay, that guy over there is Yandroid, and today is the final conclusion of Trials and Tribulations with Ace Attorney.
It froze again, Clay.
Oh no.
Oh, the game froze?
no.
Oh no, that's okay.
I'm like, let's turn the audio on, and it's like, nope, no audio for you.
No audio for you. So, today we're concluding it, which means that on Thursday of next week, in this time slot, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we will be playing a new game, and y'all are going to decide what we play next. Link down below to vote for the game. I think we have 5 options. Catherine's in first place right now. Ghost Trick is coming up close. I still want to see Pikachu Detective.
Come from behind.
Come from behind.
A vote for Pikachu Detective is a vote that could have been for
Pikachu Detective, and it should have been. And we got, hey Neji, what's going on? Thank you so much. And we will do this thing. We're going to end it off there. So get your vote in. If you want to see it, you want us to play it, you got to vote. It's gonna. If you are watching the VOD, we're going to have it up until the end of day today. So you can get your votes in. And then we're going to make the event. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be great. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see if we can open this up and it's going to work. Lost your mouse? Detect Pikachu in there, right? Wait. Ghost Trick is now number 1? What? Oh no. Forces have been mobilized against our Catherine.
I suspect foul play.
I suspect foul play as well.
Hey Cyril. Nope, not a chance yet.
All right, we're in it?
I think we're in it.
Let's do it.
I hope it continues to work.
Yeah, it should.
Sometimes
we'll just keep
these things are
saving,
fake.
right?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Hey, Miracle Holmes.
Number 1.
So, if you do want to keep up with what we're doing in our lives, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. If you want to know when we go live, every day at 12:30, every day at 3:30, just Monday mornings we take off. We go to Costco on those days.
You've stolen every pair of scissors I own.
I did not. I took these. I gave them back. And then Clay stole them again. Don't look at me.
I was like, I need scissors. And like, no
Or
scissors.
did you put them over here and then blamed us?
You figured me out.
You were trying to. I was gonna pick it up, and you were gonna scare me while I was holding
I had to
scissors.
defend myself against the Amazon man box.
That's it. That's true. Oh, you're like the dog of the house. You know? Every time the Amazon guy comes, what are you doing here? Sir, I'm going to stop coming to this house if you don't stop threatening me with scissors, okay?
You and I went different directions with that. I was going to say, and that's when we put peanut butter on stuff and make them lick it off.
What stuff exactly?
Yeah.
Things like the window.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Anyway.
I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. But I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
I don't know if sorry's gonna make this better, Iris. You kind of...
Yeah.
She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places. And Iris was inside the sacred cavern. Hey!
Artemis!
Thank you. I forgot to buy groceries today. That happens to us all the time.
Oh, man, we've been there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big mood.
We're fortunate, I guess, maybe. I don't know. McDonald's is nearby, so.
No, that's unfortunately.
Hey,
without that backup nest,
I'll literally drink water.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Drink water. Oh, drink
You seen what water does to metal? Think about what that could do to you.
To the insides, right?
Yeah, right? You basically rust in your insides. Crazy. Oxygen,
And
too.
your body, your blood has iron in it. What are you trying to... Trying to oxidize yourself?
Jesus.
Oh, actually, that's how that works. Right.
Right.
I didn't get to read that because you guys were talking.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up
wasn't.
this whole time.
Yeah, I was.
There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there.
My sister. I felt sorry for her.
Oh, boy. Man.
No, because she's dead?
Yeah. I mean...
Ayo, Tasso.
It's like... No, I was gonna say it's like Brendan Fraser, but it's not. I feel really bad for Brendan Fraser. I hope he mounts back. He's a good guy.
It's good guy. Nice guy,
good
Brendan
guy.
Fraser.
Yeah, I don't know what this is like, but who's something who just like self-inflicted really hurts themselves by trying to hurt other people, but ends up getting really hurt, but you still feel kind of bad for them because it's kind of sad overall.
Kanye.
Kanye West?
No,
Kanye's doing fine. Don't feel bad for Kanye.
No, Kanye.
God damn it.
You know?
Oh, well.
Kanye West is doing his Kanye best, okay?
He is.
Say BoJack Horseman. That's the one.
That's true. Yes.
All right.
She was abandoned by our mother and never got any love from her father either.
Yeah, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it?
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me.
Oh, Jocelyn around.
If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong, so conniving and cunning. She stole all my Barbies once and cut off their heads. She never complained about a thing.
I'm definitely standing by firm on my stance that in her own selfish, stupid way, Dahlia saved Iris. If Dahlia really was like, oh, I fucking hate Iris and I want shit to myself, she would have killed her. But no, she sent her off to a crazy church where things would be less shitty.
We don't know that.
That's why I promised her that I would help her.
Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yeah, she was trying to escape. I see.
I wanted to be useful to her in some way.
I don't know how you guys don't see this.
No.
Dahlia's like, I got rid of her because she was annoying and I wanted more money and love from our parents. But there was no money and love from the parents because Iris just said our father didn't love us and our mother was like, some crazy
no money
channeler.
except for the $2 million diamond.
Well, she had to steal that. Yeah. So Dahlia was like, you know what? My sister's sweet, and by sweet,
I'm just saying you have no evidence to say that she was good. There was evidence saying that she could have been.
No, she just did it in her own shitty way. And she convinced herself. She's like, what are these feelings? I gotta get rid of her.
Yeah, just in the way that you're convincing yourself that Dahlia is being okay after literally murdering people.
Yeah. Oh no, Dolly's not a good person. She's not. I'm not saying that.
You know what? She could have been a lot of a better bad person though, because she was just a bad human. Where it's like, if she just wanted money and stuff, convince your dad to write you into his will and then kill him.
What? But
not a bad plan. Yeah.
If he doesn't love you and you have no attachment, and he seems like a bad person.
We'll find out by the end of this trial whether or not she truly loved Iris.
I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away.
Yeah, there's an opening for her to have loved Iris, but it's not there yet. It's not
in her own special way, though. You're gonna see it. She'd be like, that girl's too stupid for her own good, so I had to get rid of her before she hurt herself.
Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up.
Hey, Yangrius, power's on today! Yay!
Hey!
Can't believe it was the victim.
We killed the power. Oh man, Will Powers.
You can't. Okay, here's the indisputable facts.
Okay.
1, Iris was better off in the temple than home.
Yes. True.
It is.
Seemingly.
2, Dahlia sent her to the temple.
Who said that?
Dahlia did.
What?
I had my father send her off to the temple because she was a stupid bitch.
Oh, something like that.
Dispute those 2. Will Powers was the victim.
Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up.
That was the case that wounded Mia so badly.
But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
She was. Some people? You must mean
Yes, 2 defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando.
Diego Armando. Look at that. Look at that hair, though.
Yeah.
That's hair goals. He has a very, like, lion-y motif about him there.
After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth. Jolly even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her.
Yeah, that's us.
You.
Ooh, that's right. Iris. All right, GD, hold on to that point, and I'll talk to you at the end about it. There's one more thing I have to ask you.
Yes? What is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Donham, was it really you?
Yes. It was me, and it was disgusting. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. Late night when she needs my help. There's a problem. Come to the Inner Temple right away. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the Inner Temple.
Can I just say that Iris on a snowmobile is a really good look? I don't know if it's just like the Canadian in me. It's just like,
Yeah, you can say that.
oh my. The path to the Inner Temple is cut off, right?
Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say. Got it? I'll make a pendulum happen. Quite simply, see. Now you drag her to the courtroom. Or to the courtroom. It was me. I was the one that received her body.
Hey, Jess. Clay confirmed Dolly apologist. I just give credit where credit's due. Okay?
But we don't know that it's due yet. I see your point. It's absolutely a possibility. But there's no evidence that that is actually her intention. There is evidence it could be.
Yeah, of course,
it
of
could
course.
be.
I'm saying it could be. And GD's main point is, oh, but she said she did it for money. Of course, she has this badass demeanor to uphold.
Yeah.
She can't, okay, she's going to tell me, oh, I love my sister, so I did that. Shut the fuck up. No, I did it for money, obviously, because I'm a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, Dahlia. On the inside, you got a little feel there.
It could be.
I know.
There's no disputing that it
she's
could
never going to
be.
admit it. So
You guys are
that's
literally
her way
talking
to...
and not reading, man.
She's
You
justifying
need
it
to
to
pay
herself.
attention.
Yeah.
I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff.
Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakar Temple on a snowmobile.
Hey,
Tasso!
I can go along with Clay Tojo's train of thought. No doubting this time from me. Also, pray for me because I'm gonna queue up and try to meet the Avengers IRL. Oh, very cool. Before that, let's finish this case once and for all.
Once and for all. Gangmate?
Thank you, Tasso. Go, Nyanny.
I already did.
Again.
I brought the body back to Hazakar Temple on a snowmobile.
It's just to continue it. Otherwise, I don't know if you've done it.
But Clay, I thought your ears were impeccable and you could hear all the things.
That's not true.
What? Whoever said that?
You
Never.
did. And that's like, oh man.
When?
I never said
I've
that. No, I never said that.
Clay said that.
No, I only hear what I choose to hear.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
choose
I can hear
to hear-
exactly what I choose to hear.
Choose
Yeah.
to hear me.
yeah.
To be honest, the game audio is a little loud.
And turn on my. You have a slider. You can change that.
We did
just
it
did.
now. I watched him do it now. And also, you're the one who talked to the microphone this far away from
I
me.
know, right?
It's not that far away from my face. Look at how close it is.
Gotta eat it.
Oh my
Gotta-
god. I hate everybody here.
Yeah.
Except for chat. I love chat. You guys are the real MVP.
But why? Why did you alter the body?
I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon.
That's good.
That's good.
I didn't
Like, I
want
know
to
you're
leave
joking,
anything
but-
that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with a shichishito.
Wait, dressed her?
I know it's hard to dress a dead body. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess she was dressed like. I was wondering that too, but I guess she was dressed like.
Dahlia.
Yeah, she was dressed like
Well,
Dahlia.
sorry,
well,
Iris.
Dahlia changed into like the acolyte
Yeah,
clothes
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was slightly because Larry said that he saw her swing
Yeah.
across and she was wearing the hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was
yeah.
the dead body, right?
Yeah.
So this makes sense.
Yeah.
I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Are we did we sent that staff off for testing, right? Because
Yes.
Gumshoe was going to, and then we're like, no, wait, Gumshoe, could you just not? I need that for a moment.
Yeah.
And then we revealed it,
Yeah.
and now what? Because you should, even though she wiped it, you should be able to tell it was
Yeah,
blood. We can
bloody.
prove that as the murder weapon and go from there. Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. Hotline Bling.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. Snitches get stitches, you know.
I see.
But defendant,
Yes.
The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers. He has questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So she wants to tell me with those blushy cheeks and those doe eyes.
I've always loved you. What?
What?
What's the thing you want to tell us?
Oh, what? So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix.
oh Jesus Christ, cover up
It reminds
pearls.
me of like adult
My-
petals or something.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I can get that.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's the hairstyle with the pearls.
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 Yabba dabba doo. Mia.
Yabba dabba, I don't mind if I do.
How's Maya doing? Oh, later. Later? Oh. Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. Her mother's dead, so yeah, you don't want to blame her.
Mom
I
died.
see. I think that was Mia's last family.
Yes.
Yeah. But she got us.
Well, not except for her cousin.
Yeah.
Pearlsy over here,
yeah.
who would have been the one to kill her. Truly, you know, wouldn't that have
Truly,
been
yeah.
adorable?
Stabbed in the back. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Donham was? Yes, I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya's stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure out that answer by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe, I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to Hazakura Temple's side by a pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. Edgeworth.
Vaughn
That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win. Or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. And maybe with a little me on the side.
Yeah.
Don't wanna be.
Oh, that to be continued.
And before Charlie's the murderer. Where has Charlie been this whole time? I like how people were saying we were supposed to go to the office at some point in this chapter.
In the very
but
beginning, before doing anything, moving anywhere.
we didn't move, though. It basically, if I remember correctly, it took us... Oh, unless I did have a second.
You had a second in between talking, because
maybe.
you had those two options to talk or whatever.
Or maybe...
Ending here, boys.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we performed earlier.
Oh,
Tests.
on the blood.
Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree.
Pine tree.
Oh, yeah, that. I totally forgot about it.
That's the weapon that Maya Fey used.
when she fought the victim.
So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood or? Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible, however. There's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Ooh! Who's got a cut on the inside of their hand?
That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor.
From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly.
Agreed. Oh, well, please bring in the last witness. Yep, Casualty Sin's got it. Hard, firm evidence.
You know who I miss? I miss Meekins.
Meekins? Oh.
Meekins was a good boy.
Meekins.
Oh, boy, Meekins.
Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Oh, it's baby Maya.
My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Nice. It's a good title. Oh, that's nice.
My, according to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique.
I'm frightened. The Fae Clan. I don't want anything to do with it anymore.
Oh, Maya. The pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable. Ah, well. Now then, Miss Fae. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple. And you witnessed the moment Miss Elise Donham's murder. Is this correct?
Objection!
Straighten up this instant, young lady.
Huh?
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later.
But
Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them.
No, she was kind of channeling a spirit, so she wouldn't have seen anything, really.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony.
Oh, unless he's referring to trials past.
Ah, yes.
That would make sense.
On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen?
Witness, if you please.
yes, Your Honor.
Witness, please.
Witness, please.
Can I get a witness, please?
I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head.
Oh.
I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me.
Oh, God.
That's when I lost consciousness.
Ugh. You were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was.
Maya, think hard.
Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't.
Huh. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone.
There were a lot of them, though. They were scheming. It seems it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Gotta get this girl some burgers.
I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened.
Hold it!
Let's save it. Who else was on the Inner Temple side that night?
Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well.
On the day of the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said?
Well,
Or
let me
was she
think.
faking it?
She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired.
No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. She needs mouse bites.
Mouse bites.
She needs mouse bites.
Mouse bites. Mouse bites of burgers. Who did it? Who hit you?
Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind.
You didn't see the person. But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was?
Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? Press her harder. Come on, Maya, this isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person?
Well, let me think. It was, Oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it.
Wrong.
It was dark.
It's not good to have too much light around when someone's undergoing spiritual training.
Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime. Which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Donham, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue the testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head?
I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern.
What happened afterwards?
My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think.
You think?
After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time. Hamburgers.
Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So, what were the two things rolling around your mind? Hey,
Neji.
Thank you. Clay, how long did it take you to grow the beard? August of last year!
Oh, like the year before, so
Yeah.
a year and 4 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Year and 5. Oh no, year and 6, a year and a half.
Yeah, but you gotta trim it though, so.
You gotta get it trimmed.
Gotta trim.
It's like head hair, but on your face.
Buddy, let's just say a year and a half.
Hey, year and a half.
Everybody grows differently.
This is 2 days.
Oh, wow, impressive.
My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2.
Wow, that was some quick math.
You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory.
Oh.
I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
That's not odd at all. In fact, your addition was a very even number. Your action's understandable given the circumstances and your mathematics skills. So, what did you do then?
I think I screamed, "Help me!"
You think you screamed, but you're not sure.
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child?
A child.
I had no idea.
no.
I was scared out of my wits.
Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I've soiled them over less. Thank God Francisca's not here.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyways, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope.
Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? What did she scream? It was help me, though. Let's go for my last hope. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this, my last hope stuff?
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I bet you it's Phoenix.
There's only one thing worse than an attacker.
A child. No. A child attacker. That's what you said. You said my last hope.
Huh? What? I said what? Who now? Where am I?
Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me."
Yeah.
but you testified that you screamed because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming for help.
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
What?
Huh?
Ew. Oh,
Witness,
no.
are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person.
I meant to keep that part a secret.
Well, we kind of established that it was Iris, what didn't we? Because Iris said, oh, I saw it go down in her first testimony.
No, but it wasn't Iris. She was lying.
Oh, right, it was Dahlia.
Yeah.
But no,
She was on the other side, or she couldn't be there.
Was it? No, it was Iris that told Dahlia that what went down there.
Iris was on the Hazakura temple side. She could not have been at the inner temple. Could not have been because the murder took place, and then getting rid of the body, the bridge was on fire, so no one could escape.
Oh, what have I done?
It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
A ton of pressure.
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Yeah, that's really awful.
Witness, the information you've just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
I could see a man behind my attacker, but by the light of the stone lantern.
Hold it!
A man. Who was this man?
Well, you see, I couldn't see.
You couldn't see, but he looked like a man.
He looked like a man.
She used this excuse twice now.
Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright.
Lantern light, did you say?
There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when an acolyte's in there for training.
Maya.
Hey, you know what they say, under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was farther away, but not my attacker who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources at the garden at that time. And something warm splashed over me.
Okay, well that's our contradiction, but...
Hold it!
You don't mean, was it?
I didn't know it at the time, but I think it was probably blood.
She's saying that's when Miss Donham, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer.
At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure the blood got on everything around me. That's when I lost consciousness.
Oh, shoot. I've worked side by side with Maya for 2 years now. I can tell when she's trying to hide something by how she acts. And right now, I'm absolutely certain she's hiding something.
Yeah, that would be super traumatic.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, God. You know, we're desensitized to a lot of these after, you know, some of the games that we play, I suppose. I just realized most of the games we play, someone dies. I mean, you know, a lot. Like, you know, the Danganronpa series. And
they like real die. Like, arena combat isn't dying. It's like eliminations, you know?
I mean, and we play Dokapon where Tom's repeatedly fucking dying.
Fucking dying.
So, wow.
I realized the error of my ways.
Yeah, it's super messed up to like actually put yourself in those shoes and how super duper messed up that is.
Hold it!
999, yeah. So what happened next?
I don't remember.
Hey, Dominic. How were you saved? You don't even remember that?
No. I haven't got any idea. I really don't know what happened at all.
That's too bad.
Okay. The NyanCave, fueled by corpses. Maya was not lit at the time of the crime. So, there was a man standing behind your attacker.
Yeah.
That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Donham. And otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother.
The killer?
Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
What? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, the stone lantern was out of commission.
Huh? What?
It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night.
No. Well, platform shoes.
I know.
Wow. Short
Order.
skirt.
Order in the court. Mr. Godot, explain this.
Add the pureness of milk to the perfect, clear darkness of the coffee. Stir. That's the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe a la.
And I'm lactose intolerant. Cafe au lait. Is that even legal? I'm trying to...
If it is, I have one, Armstrong to give a call to.
Get an order in there. Cafe au lait.
What's the joke?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
To lay is to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
Is it illegal? Is it legal to have sex with a cafe?
With coffee?
Cafe au lait?
Au lait.
Yeah, lay is
Olé.
a sex act.
I'm lactose.
GD, I need you to
don't
break down the
know.
joke
Yeah.
in chat like you do. Unless you're doing other things.
Mr. Tright's words are the milk, and you are the spoon, Your Honor. The big spoon.
I'm a spoon? I'm no Spoony Bard, I'll have you know. What is that from, Spoony Bard? No
That's
idea.
from Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy II in the United States, in which Tella calls Gilbert a spoony bard because
yeah,
he
right?
wants to marry his daughter.
I've heard that term before. I'm no Spoony Bard, I'll have you know.
You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like
Oh man, how long is the prosecution run with this defense? Sorry, but that's not going to cut it.
that. What did you say?
There truly was no light in the garden. And there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick, okay, we got a GD breakdown.
Okay.
The
May
joke
I?
is that cafe au lait is a type of drink that Godot would likely drink due to his obsession with mug-based drinks, specifically coffee. But lait is also a sex term. And so the legality should be called into question.
Whether or not you could sex the coffee?
Yes.
I think about sexing the coffee.
I mean,
Maybe if you don't burn your dick,
if you're out of
you're
milk
probably
and
fine.
you're out of Irish cream, I mean, I guess.
you know, turn it into a. Never mind. No.
May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or woman, an adult or a child. Child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man.
Oh, have you figured it out? I have a theory.
Yeah.
A game
In other
theory.
words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No!
Like, she wears short skirts.
Order, order, order. What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright?
What does it mean?
Are you saying that Miss Faye saw the real killer saw the real killer under pitch black conditions?
Objection!
Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
Objection!
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him. Oh, cover? For the man that killed her mother.
I see.
There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is.
Please, Nick, I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
You talk a good game, Wright. Well, let's see if you can walk the walk.
I'm confident I can walk the walk. I know exactly what's going on here. There's no reason that I will do anything wrong.
It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't. Please, stop.
Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the law, and I'm here to find the truth.
No, not like this.
All right, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got.
Show us what you got.
Who was this person that Miss Faye saw in the darkness? Oh my God.
Do you know?
Do you know?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
I thought it was Pearls, but it was Godot.
Yep, that's what I think.
Oh yeah, because that makes sense with the visor.
Yeah.
It feels bad, not like this.
Because he wanted revenge on Dahlia and didn't care.
Send it. Send it. Send it. Why does everything Maya loves die?
Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? Well, how do you propose to show us something like that?
Remember when there was that blackout?
It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Oh, conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. Whoa, whoa. This is, but it can't be.
Huh. That's a nice bit of deduction. Right.
Woo!
Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
Oh, man.
Woo!
You look good under the red moonlight. It was me, Austin. It's me all along.
That's a good meme.
It's me, Austin. It's gonna come in there with a semi-truck full of beer and we'll spray this out. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it?
Huh. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person.
What do you mean by that?
If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Hey, Dominic, thank you. Dancing with the devil in the red moonlight. Ooh, red visor light.
God, oh man.
It was three glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that.
Maya.
I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Witness, Mr. Wright, what the...
Stop your chattering, Your Honor.
Chatter!
If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Yeah, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but...
The killer.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. All of the snow around the lantern had...
Oh, Oh, Godot.
Oh no.
Godot was arrested for coffee
Fucking crimes. Also murder or something like that, I guess. But it's the coffee fucking crimes.
Man. That's illegal in the state of California.
Japanifornia, absolutely. There's a lot of weird things illegal in Japanifornia.
Oh, weird things?
You. There's some weird things illegal there.
It's true. There's a lot of, I think it's weirder the things that aren't illegal in quite a few places.
Strong, proud, and free.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too.
Cafe au lait. Cafe au lait.
Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
It was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I know it's really sexist and it's 2018 and a woman is more than capable of doing all that work by herself, but, you know.
No need to apologize. It's, as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you'd be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man.
That's sexist.
Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I was expecting the sweating.
Whew!
When I came to, I was lying on there on the training hall floor.
So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So then the person that carried you into the inner temple could only have been the killer.
That's what I think too.
So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple.
By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed.
Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
Looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again.
Or boost her confidence. Maya, you're beautiful.
You're beautiful, Maya.
The way
I
you
love your
eat a
top knot.
Oh yeah, the way you eat a hamburger in one bite is very attractive.
And without chewing, no less.
So this one, remember this one. The place had totally changed. We gotta come back to that. Torches are lit and the body was gone. The torches were lit, fam.
Yeah, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? A killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Alright, well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene.
And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too.
So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow. It did look really odd. Wow, yeah. The snow was moved in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away?
Covered in blood.
Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow?
Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
It's like, yeah, but if you go to all that trouble, then why leave the blood on the stone statue? Stone temple?
I guess we'll find out.
I guess so.
Because,
In other words,
wait. If it is Godot, he couldn't see it, remember? He didn't know it was there.
Yes.
Oh.
And he even said, "What do you mean there was blood there? No! No!"
You're right. You're right. The
It has
killer's
to be-
purpose was to hide the bloody snow.
I guess he knew only based on the fact that they were bleeding.
I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with the blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
But he couldn't see.
couldn't
Oh
see
my
it.
God, Godot, you
It's
beautiful man.
so interesting because his visor's red, right? So obviously
Yeah.
it reflects red light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like there's some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think this will help explain them. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
So, you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yeah.
But earlier, you very clearly stated that. You saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. You said to remember this.
Yeah. I'm gonna press it again just in case. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Why would the killer tamper the crime scene like that? It must have been something the killer just wanted to hide.
I don't know. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. This is new, isn't it?
I think it is. You did!
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake.
Well, hiding it for you.
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden...
She may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened.
Well, I think we have to present the stone statue, and that will open up conversation because it's a contradiction. If they cleaned up the thing for her sake, then why would they leave her name in blood? And then we can further go into that, I believe.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, I'm totally with you, but it doesn't say anything about the blood in the description.
Yeah, but we've used the picture before, remember? The cup with the left and the right, and they didn't say anything about that, but the picture of the cup is what.
Yeah.
The body of Elise Donan was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then, at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe that all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh, and what would that be?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? Oh, you're right. Right? Not a Hodo. Order. But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed. But it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow and then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
Objection.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern?
The killer wrote it.
Notice it.
To pin the crime. The killer didn't notice it.
Yeah. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that the crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that.
Oh, rude.
You're right. There is no way a normal person would.
Coda, new DP.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing?
This is so funny because Godot's not trying to deny anything.
I know.
And Maya's just trying to save him.
I know.
And it's like he doesn't care because he knows what he's. Oh my
Yeah.
God, he's so
already
good.
died.
He's so good.
He's already dead.
End of the trial, he just pulls it off and just dies.
Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
Even with these, I can't see it. You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Godot? Ask the witness. This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. Oh, this lantern. There's something written on it. Why? Well, it's written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Tribulations.
It was the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and somehow spilled coffee on it.
Oh, something's still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
I thought he was just being cheeky.
Cheeky. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red.
Huh. It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them?
So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red lighting on the lantern?
Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea.
It doesn't exist.
Empty cup. Capcom, you cheeky bastards. Rabble.
I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer, but there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Donham, also known as Miss Misty Fey. It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you.
Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps.
Ha! Cheeky.
How does little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
This is Rich. Do go on, Trite.
The answer's right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area? So why didn't he take just that area? Oh, could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so, he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. I object to your objection. Someone's gonna tell you this joke eventually, so may as well. The reason Godot blames Phoenix for Maya's death is because he can't see red on white. Ah, no! Get out.
Get out!
Wow.
Get in here, you crazy guy. That's funny, though. Couldn't see red, white.
Thank you. Sage TH.
Double objection.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
That feels really good.
Yeah.
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark?
Not a chance. The torches were all lit, fam. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, so to say the least.
So to say the least.
Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Hold it. Is that Maya? It gotta be Maya. Yeah, Maya.
Oh,
come
Maya!
Wait just a minute.
here. Maya. What is it, witness?
Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up.
Objection!
Maya. You can't testify to something like that.
Why? What do you mean?
Oh, shoot. Eat.
After the murder happened, you didn't even exist.
She didn't. I'm afraid I don't follow.
Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time.
Long time.
Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, that's right.
Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Well, it's not me skipping sometimes. Sometimes it just goes. Maya. Do you plan to cover for Godot no matter the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice but to go against your will and impose my own because I think it's what's good for you. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her.
Nicely done, Wright.
Well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me, as it were.
Oh, okay, that clears everything up.
But little Pearly was there at the Inner Temple, too.
Oh, what? You're gonna throw Pearl under the bus now? I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
My original thought was Pearls because Pearls was gone and missing the whole time.
And
on the bridge.
asleep.
And also at the other side. Damn it,
Wait.
Maya.
What if it was Pearls? Because Godot... What if it was... Okay, whoa. What if it wasn't Godot at all, and it was Diego Armando, and they are separate people, and she channeled Diego Armando?
That's
Well,
really
wait a
funny.
second. Are you implying that Diego Armando and Godot are the same person?
No, implying that they're
I'm
not
implying
the
that
same
they're-
person.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That would because
Obviously.
that makes more sense. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
For Armando
don't look anything
and
alike.
Godot to be the same person? No, they're totally different.
Yeah. Literally, one is named Godot.
I know. And the other's named Diego. I mean, I didn't think the ethnicity's the same.
No,
That's
no,
crazy.
certainly not.
But seriously, Maya, please don't put Pearl under the bus here.
Bringing Pearl into it.
Oh, no.
Pearly was also stuck in the Inner Temple outside that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time.
Don't mind the smell. I haven't showered in a couple days. Also, this blood,
It's
ketchup.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
a terrible fry-eating accident.
Yeah.
He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
Oh. I mean, he's a good guy. Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Fay.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry.
But Pearls is dead.
Wow. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
What? Come on. Pearly would never tell a lie. She's always way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath.
The prosecution has no objection. You can believe the witness.
Mr. Godot.
Let's just move on to the cross-examination. If the defense has no objections.
This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started.
Pearlie was also stuck on the inner temple side that night.
So where do you think Pearl slept that night?
In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess.
It's funny how we never got to check that room.
There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training.
But even so, why did you go to the inner temple in the first place?
Oh, knocking at the door.
Oh! Seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya.
Oh, shoot. What?
Uno momento.
Oh no!
Oh no! The android went to go to get the Amazon man, but he didn't bring his scissors.
Oh no, are you okay? Did you make it?
Did you make it?
But you didn't have scissors! What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Open it! Open the package!
I don't have scissors, he's too strong!
Oh,
we're not returning this, whatever this is.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, cool!
Oh, your HDMI adapter for Dokapon today.
HDMI, it's HD. So Dokapon will be more HD today. Yay!
I don't. The thing is, like, I'm curious to see what the difference is going to be, because you can only make the pixels.
Well, it's 480i to 480p, but I'm trying to remove the black border. Also, this makes it a lot easier to bring it upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good.
Anyways,
the update.
She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense.
live content.
Scare people holding scissors?
An HDMI adapter for the Wii, yeah. I'll share it with you in the sponsor chat later.
You know, it's kind of funny. I always thought there was no post on Sundays, but here we are. Post on Sundays.
The magic of Amazon, I swear to God, it's fucking wizardry.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad that Bezos is the richest man in the world, because he's doing the Lord's work.
He is, I know, it's scary.
All those brick and mortar stores, you're done, bud.
It's bad. Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Donham.
The next morning, she looked around, but I couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was fixed, she finally was just...
No, that wasn't the android. It was our assistant that you saw.
What are you talking about?
We keep him in a cage.
Yeah.
She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end. Apparently, there was some strange man in the background.
What?
Yeah.
You mean a Roomba?
Yeah.
A Roomba.
I don't know. The guy who cleans up the place.
Oh, man.
I forget his name.
I couldn't see, though. The guy behind was so dark.
She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end.
Well, you see, Pearlie's gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times.
But did she check up top the pine tree? The inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and the spare prep room.
And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it.
It was a storage shack, too. Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, that place would have been the first place I would have investigated.
That's where they keep the food.
That's where they keep the food.
So that means it's possible to have someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
The next day when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room.
Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge.
What do you mean?
I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge.
Oh, well, Pearlie said that she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't even sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Oh. Poor little girl. All alone like that.
Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock.
She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls.
What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time 2 days later, not at all staying there.
So it was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godot.
That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touche, Mr. Wright. Oh, well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godot?
Hey, Nemesis.
Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say.
Well, that clears that up. Oh, I'm glad.
Yes, I understand.
Also, I don't think Godot's under oath right now.
No, not.
If it hadn't been for this case, I never would have had visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass.
So he had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh?
Godot wasn't at the first trial because they couldn't find him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Francisca filled in.
You want to say something trite?
In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. While I cross-examine Maya, that is.
Touche.
Alright, well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right?
Yes, and then Mr. Godot. He found Pearlie first and cheered her right up.
Hold it!
He cheered her up. I don't believe that. He's kind of an asshole.
That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. You crazy addict.
Get it out. You're making me blush.
This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves. In ways more than one.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the inner side temple side. The policemen were all busy going over to the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Godot style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand down my verdicts in my own way, judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions. Phoenix style.
Oh. Godot's investigation.
I think cheering pearls up is probably a meme answer, though, a little
do
bit.
it.
Yeah, it probably is going to be cute as hell.
No.
So you cheered pearls up.
When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin Maya Fey.
Really?
The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there, she asked about you before she said anything about herself.
Pearlie.
And here's Maya trying to throw her under the bus.
Right? Just rude.
I noticed that you weren't on the inner temple side, I noticed you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side. But I couldn't find it in me to tell her that. So I gave her my last cup. With milk and sugar to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth.
What a sweet story. He had a thermos of coffee. Why doesn't that surprise me? There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Donham.
Pearlie was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night.
Hold it!
He cheered her up.
That's what Pearlie said. Wow.
Oh, radio!
Hey,
Artemis!
Why didn't it do the
I
thing?
wonder if that's Artemis. I don't know why I didn't do the thing. That's
I
so
don't know.
weird. Technical difficulties. Artemis, thanks for the... Ah! Thanks for the
tried to repeat it.
subscriberino on the Twitch Doodle.
Twitch doodle! Twitch doodle!
That's very strange.
Is that the Artemis we all know and love?
The old move.
Why do you keep playing it, man?
I'm not playing it. Who's playing it?
Relax, it ain't me, it's you.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, why are you keep playing it?
I'm not.
I know.
What's going on?
Anyway, thank you so much, Artemis. Let's get...
That was you that time.
That absolutely was not me. Streamlabs is breaking, man.
I'm gonna refresh this, see if it does it again.
Everyone put their hands in the air.
Put your hands up, and they say there, and they say there. And nothing's even coming up, it's just a sound. Anyways, SUH point art, or what have you. That I'm gonna close.
I guess we have to stop this?
I'm gonna close my side, you close your side, see what happens.
It should be unrelated.
Should be, let's see what happens.
You might just need to disable subs if this is gonna...
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Live content! But thank you very much for the people that sponsor the channel. The reason that we're able to keep doing this thing.
I can't believe Streamlabs is the culprit. They killed the fucking stream.
Okay.
Just disable the source.
Where is it?
Alright, you got it.
Sponsor notifications.
Starting again.
Oh, there it goes.
No, you can just disable those. Yeah.
Just disable it, eh?
Yeah, for now. And
Oh.
we'll bring it back.
How do you disable it, friendo?
In OBS?
I've turned off the sponsor notification thing, but it's still doing.
Just remove it.
Just remove it?
Yeah, we can bring it back later.
Man, I liked where
no.
it was. I see. You were correcting
And have you
them.
closed Streamlabs? Those stream labels?
I closed it and it still was doing it. That's just irrelevant.
Oh gosh.
It's totally irrelevant.
Oh gosh.
What is the second window open on OBS right now?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's your screen.
No, I think this is also a new Artem is. Art I'm Myth.
Oh!
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I broke it. I don't know what happened. Thank you very much, though, dude. Appreciate
not
you
your
sponsoring the
fault.
channel. We should have hopped into Discord where we got our sponsor community there.
Okay.
Unpredictable. You couldn't have known. You couldn't have known unless you did.
It is Artemis. The new Artemis. Okay, we're gonna restart the stream really quickly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So we can't
Closing
keep
OBS and
going.
opening it?
Yeah, we can't keep going with
Yeah.
this like this.
Yeah, it's gonna flash off, flash on. We'll be right back. Go.
Did you disable sponsors or Twitch subs?
They're the same.
No, they're not. They're different.
They're same in my list. Anyways, stopping.
Okay.
Thank you, Artemis.
Thank you, Artemis. No matter what, we do appreciate the support. Without it, we can't do this thing. Dude, oh yeah, now that's fixed. We're good. All right, they're refreshing the stream. That's all. No, Artemis. Oh my God, I'm the worst.
No. We appreciate
know-
the support. It's definitely not your fault. It's not our fault either. It's Streamlabs.
Yeah, it's
but I think we're
Streamlabs.
past it now. So
Yeah, we are. Let's move.
hit it, Nanny.
That's what Pearly said. She said she was a very nice older gentleman.
Can we get a hashtag Art I'm Miss as well? Anyways, though. Bam.
Thank you for looking
breaking
after my
the stream.
cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict.
Get it out, you're making me blush.
Is this different? This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves. In more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't many places to hide in the inner temple. The policemen were busy.
Godot
bees.
style.
Oh, thanks, everybody.
Judge style. Maybe I should ask him questions Phoenix style. All right. Godot's investigation.
Breaking the stream, Artemis style.
Yeah.
Just kidding, we love you.
You said that you conducted an investigation on your own. Did you find anything?
Looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles.
Ooh.
The only odd
Five
thing I
eyes.
discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
Beauty.
Misty Faye. Naturally.
Excuse me?
Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Are you talking about the gravy?
Da-na-na-da-na-da-na-da-na-da.
Oh.
Agent Trap, thank you so much for sponsoring the channel.
I think you can maybe try bringing back the
Yeah.
notifications if you can, please and thank you.
Remove the notifications. Put the notifications back.
I'm only asking because you're the only one who
it's
can.
joke. It's Japes, Clay. It's
Western
Japes.
tastes. Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy?
But Agent Trap, thank you so much for joining back up with Sponsor Fam.
So, from there you headed for the prep room. Wait a sec. What did Godot just say? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Donham.
Pearlie was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night.
What could we present? Okay, so it's definitely the hanging scroll that we need to use. Because he talked about it there. I guess we could present the gravy to this. I'm gonna save, but it makes sense because if he saw Misty Faye in all her glory, right, and this was his first time there, it was already covered in gravy.
Well, but didn't he? Okay, so yes, absolutely. I think that is a contradiction. But didn't he say adorned in her gravy? Like he's a Western.
No, the gravy.
And then he said that's a weird way to explain gravy.
It is. I don't.
So we'll go to the end, just press it again.
But the thing is, you wouldn't know that Misty Faye's under there because you can't see her.
Yeah, you can't see her.
But he said it was Misty Faye.
Yeah, but
the only way you know that is
unless
if
you've been
you
there
saw her prior.
Yeah.
Or if you knew about the Korean symbol.
Yeah.
But it's funny you mentioned the gravy though. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder's taking place?
Yeah.
So you want to hear that again, or should we just do it?
I think you're good. I think you're good.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, baby!
Mr. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Well, why do you say that?
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll.
But Mr. Godot's right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but there's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What was that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it in gravy.
Gravy?
Hey, Wildcard.
But why gravy, Nick?
Because the gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing it was Misty Faye. Hey, Liz, what up?
Wait a minute, Nick.
Yes?
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there.
Ah, that's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark...
Then you could guess there's a picture of Misty Faye on there. True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Oh.
Could you imagine if you pressed that right away instead of hearing the end?
Yeah, right? Yes. Oh, actually, it might have, maybe it would fail you if you did that.
Oh.
It's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place.
Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite?
One little thing. What is it?
This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
Woo, that's a good point. But I was gonna say, Godot ain't got no alibi. He at the Inner Temple.
Oh, right. He's
Inner
sexy.
Temple. Oh, sexy.
That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak into onto the crime scene.
Of course, Mr. Godot knew about the plan. Of course he did.
Yes. I knew
it'd be
this
silly
is
not to know how he could have known that. Of course he did.
No, he did.
This is obvious. Obviously he knew. How could he know? They broadcast it on like the emergency channel.
Yeah.
There's a, Dahlia Hawthorne is going to kill Misty Faye.
Yeah.
Here at this time.
Totally.
Everyone knew about it.
Hey!
You didn't get the invitation, Mike?
What?
Oh, like crazy.
Yo, you.
Huh?
Oh, what did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan?
Yeah, go to the letter.
It was
the burned
Elise.
letter.
Oh yeah, we could present Elise. You are right.
What?
That is a pretty spicy one.
Yeah, but also go to the
Oh my god.
go to the burned letter and just read the description. Because Pearl said it was open beforehand.
Oh, it was open beforehand, yeah.
No, just back. Not this part. Back. Just to this. Orders from Morgan Bay opened once before.
Oh, right.
This is life or death.
Pearl said that it was open before she got there.
Oh, and this is it really possible that another person knew about this? Not did another person.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
That's good. This is all our health. I'm gonna save. Should I save here? No, I can't save here. Never mind. Oh, this crime was actually planned over a year ago. Nice. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. And that's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple.
And you still insist that this crafty killer is me?
You bet I do.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Oh, yes, and when was that? During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center. Yes. It could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. He's not exactly inconspicuous, though.
No, the big red glowing
red goggles.
visor.
Oh, don't mind me.
I was looking at the bailiff in the background to see if he had
If he had a visor, that would be so epic.
Yeah.
Like, Order! Mr. Godot, you are under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired information before the murder.
Humans are afraid of the dark.
Are you afraid of the dark?
And at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it.
I like how the dark kind of represents the unknown, you know?
Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life.
You know what's really scary is he could have stabbed fucking Pearls. Yeah.
But I'm attached to Pearls. I wasn't attached to Misty at the time. Oh, man. And he did all of that just to protect this witness.
Could you imagine if... Oh, man. That's right. Well, kind of. You had your own reasons.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I'm certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress.
He is an asshole. He's got him there. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
Maya. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh?
Okay, Wright, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. Oh, what's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story.
Oh, come on.
One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably.
Nice use of the word inextricably. It is
Morgan Fey. Larry Donham. Wouldn't it be great if it was Larry?
Loris Donham.
Loris Donham.
Could be bikini.
Mamma Mia!
Mamma Mia.
Maya's older sister and my
Here we
eternal
go
mentor
again.
in life and law. Aww.
Eternal, because she won't leave him alone.
Oh. I wouldn't want Mia to leave me alone. She could spend all day with me, all night. She could
All
be my
day.
pillows.
All night.
All right, here we go. Pacha! Mamma Mia! There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister.
Mia. Faye.
You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Godot is a defense attorney. With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot. His real name is... I won't. Diego Armando.
No.
Isn't that right?
What? Look at this fresh news that we just got.
It took every ounce of strength in my body to not John Cena that.
The last time somebody called me by that name.
Twist of the century. I never saw it coming. GD, and it's really easy to miss, but in that previous case where Diego was, they actually had the same theme song. And if you look really carefully, you'll also notice, very subtle, Diego is drinking coffee.
Oh, okay. That now
Also
I see
very
it now.
subtle. The judge said that Godot was a coffee addict.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
I understand now. Easy to miss.
Oh,
Very easy to
Here's a
miss.
fun fact.
Yeah.
Diego Armando
Oh, that's fun.
Godot.
That's actually subtle, a little bit. Kind of. Like halfway subtle.
That's a hot ginger fact right there.
Diego Armando
Godot.
Godot.
Hit them with this very subtle facts. Smarmy sons of bitches. Sorry, facts. Sons of a smarmy babs. Is what he
Anyways,
actually
let
said.
us not besmirch this case. Carry on.
Last time someone called me by that name. It was over 6 years ago.
Backstory music. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Terry, the real victim here.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Mia Fey's first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Terry Falls killed himself.
Mia, You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. And one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Oh, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courtroom, you were poisoned.
Even I didn't see it coming.
I guess you could say that was his last surprise.
Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all.
No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma.
I see.
My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. The woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's kind of a boon more than anything.
A boom?
A boon, like something good.
What?
Like a buff.
Like yeah.
What's a boon? Like
A
I get
boon?
the boon.
A boon means
it's like something that will
Never-
benefit you.
Never heard of boon.
A boon? No,
Positive
it's
effect.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like a
B-O-O-N?
fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a boon. I don't know. I think that having all white hair would be super cool. Like gray is gray, but then white is like if my hair goes like crazy gray, I might just do it white. I think it'd be kind of
You
cool.
know, if you experience enough traumatic events in your life, it can turn your hair white. Yeah.
Ooh, I knew a person who actually had a white patch on his facial hair. It was interesting.
Yeah, I knew a guy who had it on his head. He was like struck in the head by something.
Oh, jeez.
And that patch turned white for some reason.
Well, I wonder if that's where this was drawn from. Very cool.
That's terrible.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I even regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poisoned brew.
Not when you're on the deathly ill clay. No, I'm not saying the poison was a good thing. I'm just saying the white hair is like not exactly a bad thing. Yeah.
And one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee.
5 years. You were asleep for 5 years. That is so funny. Like smelling salts, but it's coffee.
Oh man.
There's just one thing that could bring him back from the dead.
Can we also talk about how, like, that was 5 years he was asleep for, right?
Yeah.
He looks stellar.
He does.
For only being alive for a year.
I mean,
Yeah.
never mind the damaged nervous system, barely passable eyesight and
Yeah.
sexy
He looks
white hair.
really good.
It's the white hair, right? It has
Yeah.
the effect.
Yeah.
I like him better like this, to be honest.
I mean, the fun thing is with white hair, you could really dye it any color you wanted.
yeah.
And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead.
That does suck. I didn't think about that till the last second.
From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered.
Hey, Mr. Business. Thank you. He's drinking enough coffee to escape to
Compensate for all the time he's in a coma. I believe it.
True,
Absolutely. Crazy coffee addict.
And the woman I
Thanks,
loathed
business.
had been sentenced to death.
The woman you loathed.
The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne.
See, and this is part of the thing where Dahlia isn't a good person because she spiked his coffee because she hated him a lot. So she killed him.
Yeah,
Well, tried at least.
yeah.
She couldn't even do that right, though.
Oh, Mia.
In the distance,
didn't
you can
let
hear
me
Dahlia
down.
screaming. Thanks, business.
She got her revenge before she checked out.
Oh, the coffee's also fueling a very non-functioning body. That makes sense. He must sleep very well then on those crashes.
In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
Someone like me. Someone who had slept away their best days. There were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live?
The first was you, Wright.
Huh? Me?
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault.
It wasn't like that.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were.
That's why you became a prosecutor.
My other reason for living, she goes by the name of Maya Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
You're the only way I can make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Current Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her.
And that's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out.
Finally, the day the plan was drawing near, I contacted both of my accomplices.
Accomplices?
Iris of the Hazakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey.
But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years.
Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government.
Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of Karain had great authority.
Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
Aww.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff.
Her staff? The one with the sword in it?
The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother...
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
You mean Pearls, don't you?
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne.
Who was Elise?
Me.
Okay.
Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
If you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up.
Damn it, Pearl.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body.
What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself.
As Master of Corain, Misty Faye power was supreme, so that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to.
Oh.
What? Is this true?
My role in the plan was to make sure that no one was gonna hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Godot.
Anyway, that's all I'm gonna admit to Wright.
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney.
Oh, thanks.
But you're gonna have to do the rest yourself.
The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye, and I'm sad to say you, Mr. Godot. Can I save now?
Well tried.
I'm gonna go ahead and save.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
If you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick. Please don't.
Maya.
I heard the whole thing. From my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too.
Maya, I know that.
Nick.
But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder?
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then is when I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy from behind her. Suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness.
Those red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
See that spider just running around on the top of our TV?
No.
Yeah, there's this little guy just running around at the top.
That sounds horrifying.
Quite adventurous.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
See? Look at that
Oh,
guy
Jesus.
Oh, he's a big one. Not like a huge one, but a big
No.
one.
Oh, he's freaking out, though. Oh.
He's a garden spider, isn't
go.
he?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Look at him run around. What are you doing? Quit running around all over our TV. All right, let's go.
I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Huh. Things break, Trite. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? Looks like you still can't prove it.
Maya's telling the truth this time. I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness.
Just before it happened, I think I saw red lights.
Lights shining in the dark. I don't think you can make a mistake about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure if they were from Mr. Godot's mask either.
I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore, but... Oh man, I wonder if I'm allowed to do this. Or if it's like one of those things where, like...
What did she say?
They didn't warn us. She said, I saw red lights, but I can neither confirm nor deny that they came from Mr. Godot's mask. But I did see 3 red lights.
Well, I think we can leave it and come back to it probably. But you know, we've always pressed. Just press.
Just after
okay,
that,
1 second.
you turn towards the lights and call for help.
Yeah, Digimon, your donation did come through. We paused notifications.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we
How
paused
long are those going to be paused for?
It was just that dramatic moment actually, so it's all fine. We can play right now.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, Digimon! It's really great seeing how far Misty was willing to go for Maya, considering more often than not, parents in these series are pretty much assholes, except for Gregory. So yeah, thank you. And also, yeah, no, Misty, it's like, oh man.
Phoenix's parents were pretty chill though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we met them?
No.
I'd say they did anything wrong though. Isn't that because he thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godot's mask?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember, after all. There was a person I couldn't identify in front of me.
Maya's life was in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. All right then, let's go on with the testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights?
I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood.
Hold it!
That blood, was it Dahlia Hawthorne's blood?
I think so, probably. Just at that moment. I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice.
So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon. Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation.
Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that?
She wasn't dead, though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her.
Hold it!
Struck back? How do you know that?
Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sounds of their breathing and movement. And also, the smell of blood.
You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one life.
It's true.
So then, what did you do at that point?
I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do.
Could you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier?
Yes, I think so, but... Suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark.
Oh,
Hold it!
they went out.
Yeah, suddenly I couldn't see them at all.
What could it mean? The red lights were coming from Godot's mask. And they went out right in the middle of a fight.
Maybe the mask was damaged.
Or maybe it was knocked off.
Or maybe the batteries ran out. Right?
Or maybe those little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working. What really could have happened then?
Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream.
What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
Whoa, what? So then, that scream came from the killer. That's gotta be it.
I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
Then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, The killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. Sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder.
There's a contradiction. There's only one stab wound, probably, unless there's more than
Well, no, this makes sense because blood was wiped off of the staff knife, and the dagger had blood on it as well. That was not the victim's.
Right.
So the blood on the blade is probably Godot's.
But the fact that there was a second stab, can you look? Oh, go look at the court record. Look at the stab wound for the or no, that's fine. Found stuck in the pine tree. Great. Great. Go on. So that's fine. Like I think that the murder was killed by that. No, not this one. The actual autopsy report. Last from stab in the back. It doesn't say like stab wounds. So she was only. Like my concern is that like the fatal blow was stabbed, but she also didn't die there. She walked over and wrote Maya and all that. So I think there's a contradiction.
That could be the contradiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense, after all. My deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she gave, or remember the testimony she just gave. Before the killer let out a scream, Maya said she'd already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim.
Is that right?
She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Trite.
There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon there.
The only other weapon.
If Dolly Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could have used to strike back at the killer?
Right?
Yep. Sander.
Naturally, the dagger that the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the scene of the crime and stuck into a pine tree.
Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me.
Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well.
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was injured. For all we know, the blood of the dagger could have been from the victim.
Objection!
No, says not that.
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it was the victim's, wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body.
Must have wound it up.
Must have wound.
Wow.
You're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer. Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, and yes, Godot, it would prove that it's your blood.
Nice theory, Trite.
Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test.
Let me ask you something, Trite. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. You really think I'd be stupid enough to leave evidence like that?
What?
Just think for a second. This dagger was found in the morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom.
Oh, yeah. So what does that prove?
Well, if I really were the killer, I would have washed the blade and then planted another person's blood on it.
It can't be.
In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trite. That blood doesn't belong to me. Not a chance.
What? Woo! In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. All right, then, witness. Continue to...
Wait a minute.
What's the problem?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya!
Oh, we're getting...
this dagger, you said that it wounded the killer.
That's right.
But if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes would be bloody or have rips in them, right?
Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That'd solve this contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder?
Yeah.
Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there.
Oh, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed, the police headed for the inner temple.
Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Ah!
Oh, you getting messed up, Phoenix?
Order in the court. What the witness is... Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. Oh, but no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? That's pretty smart for the judge. Did the judge just take smart pills during the last recess? Well, then maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder.
That's how I knew he was a man. His penis was
Flailing in the wind.
flailing in the wind.
Wow, that's a fan fiction and a half waiting to happen.
Man.
That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
Objection!
That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there at night.
Never expose yourself to that.
After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid.
Oh.
So that's all you've got? I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here... she would have closed the book on this case already.
Mia from the other side. Hi, Godot.
Hey!
You're right, I would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Phoenix do it.
Yeah.
If Mia Fey were here.
Come on, Trite. Can you do it or not?
How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer. But can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. Shit, right? I can prove it. Let me just go into my bag here. Pull out some documents. Yeah. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it.
That's good. I'll fight her till the bitter end, Trite. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the ultimate penalty?
Unlimited penalty works. Ooh. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got one piece left of evidence that I need.
You know, let's pause these. We'll pause. I'm pausing.
Hot ginger facts. This is the Ace Attorney one cornered theme.
Ooh, nice.
It's gone full circle.
I mean, we're already stopped. Might as well just let them go. They're relevant as well. So
yeah.
we're gonna leave you in suspense. Which one is this? We don't have a screen. Dominic, thank you. It all comes down to this. You got the true kill on the ropes. The original corner theme playing. You can't get any more Ace Attorney than this.
This is so hype.
OG corners.
First game OST makes its return for the finale, presenting a single piece of evidence that's never been more thrilling and exciting.
Wow, we got 3 bits of information all at the same time. That's amazing.
Oh man. All right.
You've got nothing, Trite.
Yeah.
So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach it from a different angle. All right then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you've got. There's one thing demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. Oh, but we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by the dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. Oh, what did you say? This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there are no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound.
It's the end of the line, the final stop. Try it. Let's hear what you've got. Where is the location you say the killer hid his wound?
What?
Oh, wait.
I can't believe. Oh no.
You don't think you
because
present his profile and then choose, do you?
That's what I was wondering. I don't know because I was thinking it's under his mask maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah,
his
exactly
mask
it.
fell off.
Yeah,
and then he got slashed.
Yeah.
And then he was able to hide it that way. That's what I'm
Exactly. That's
thinking, but
exactly
how,
it.
How do we present that though? I mean,
Hey, boys!
Luminous
Oh,
Rider.
man. The Moomin Rider?
Moomin Rider. I mean,
Oh, God. Luminous Iris.
so I guess we can start with Godot, and maybe it'll bring us further.
Where is this location where you say the killer hid his wound? Yeah, it said
The
it.
Temple Garden.
Yeah, I know.
In the snow. I'm doing it.
Huh. I don't know what you're talking about, and frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be happy.
Oh,
where
no,
she
come on!
was. Isn't that right, Trite?
Oh.
Who was that just now? Man. It can't be. You're living on through him?
Aw. Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. Oh! It's beneath your mask.
Oh, man. That actually got me. That hit me.
Right? Oh, I got
sound effects.
goosebumps everywhere.
During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? You have a dagger wound somewhere under there. Then I'd say this whole case is solved. Oh!
Oh.
Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago,
Oh.
you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godot.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me.
Oh, you yourself.
I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on. So I ran.
It's nice that he's admitting this. That's what I was talking about earlier.
I hid beneath the mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit.
But you saved Maya.
Yeah, that was my plan. Up until now. Anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. You know why? The real reason?
No, why?
I suppose. I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into the situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me.
You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya.
Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, a part of me must have known the truth.
It looked good.
The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by my pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who'd stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything.
Mr. Godot.
I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me.
Thanks.
Your wound. It's bleeding.
Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist.
Huh.
These must be my tears.
Tears.
Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando.
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Oh. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a very serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I was willing to cooperate anyways.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you.
Apologize? To me? For what?
For the case 5 years ago. Of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly. But yeah, something like that. Oh, you're gonna... Just letting Annie take care of it. Tasso!
Jesus.
Oh my God. Tasso!
Damn it.
We were trying to hold this to the end, but Tom ruined everything.
Oh, man.
And Ginger, thank you.
Man. Tasso.
Tasso.
Jesus, congrats for finishing the game. Hands down, one of the top cases of the entire series. This really ties up all the loose ends as well, and amazing how it comes together. Reactions, all top notch. I'm super glad again you guys played it. Also, have this for finishing the original trilogy. Can't wait for you guys to get into the next game of the series after the break. Once again, congrats for finishing this game as well as the Phoenix trilogy. It's definitely a wild ride from start to finish. It really is. Oh, man.
Thank you, Tasso. And GD! Godot, literally my favorite character. You've had that avatar for a long time. And that hasn't changed. I don't think it ever will change. So that says something. Love this man. 10 out of 10 Godot Suggy when...
Right?
Don't think about it.
I actually only saw this one. I was like, oh, yeah, that's coming up. That's perfect timing. And I did the other two. I'm like, oh, shit. Hot damn.
Bam, bam,
But seriously,
bam.
thank you guys so much. It's these are wonderful games, and they're wonderful stories, and it's just, you know,
it's really cool to experience it with everybody, right?
I don't know what has a more special place in my heart. These games are you guys.
Oh.
It's actually pizza.
It's both
Actually
and
pizza.
and burgers. Who am I
Oh,
kidding?
man.
I love burgers.
But no, it's really cool to experience all this stuff with everybody, and yeah,
I know.
it's really awesome.
Right?
Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. But these games came from you guys, so maybe that means something. That's ribs. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. Oh, no
yeah.
problem, Tasso.
Yeah, she's off to meet the Avengers.
Oh, right. Good luck. I hope it works out. Send pictures to Sponsor
Yeah.
Cat.
Do it up.
Yeah. Oh my God, send pictures. Oh my God, touch them.
Touch them.
In inappropriate ways. Those are two separate words, not one.
Inappropriate.
Wink. Wink. It's not at all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister. You only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice.
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way. It just can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia?
I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny.
What?
Oh my God!
Dahlia wouldn't do that. My Dahlia, this is Dahlia.
Oh my God! What?
Pearl is gonna have a field day with this. It's gonna be bad. I don't know what's gonna happen. I want to play
But the whole time she was like trying to get back the thing. The
Oh,
necklace.
probably her instructions. Get the thing back.
And that's why. Oh,
You mean?
that's right.
Sorry, Maya, but OTP.
I lied to you for 8 months.
But their hair color is different too.
The dye exists. I don't know which one's died. One of them's died. But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Ever since she gave you that bottle, or the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance.
Oh. Monocron, thanks. Hey guys, remember after the first Sean Phoenix said, I think Dahlia today was a fake? Oh, maybe it wasn't as dumb as we thought. Well, I mean, technically that was the real one that he was. I don't know.
No, but the one that he didn't know. It's like this is my Dahlia would never do these things.
You're right.
Oh man, the Pearl Police. You're so fucking dead, bitch. I will kill you for this, my ship.
Thanks, Thotocron and the Pearl Police.
Oh, the Phenirus tree never stopped.
She couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she always was ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
For 8 months.
And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back for me in her place.
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that it ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you.
Remember, everybody, never leave her. Understand her needs. Take care of her.
If I had found out that she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine.
And that's why Iris was so surprised to see us.
Mm-hmm.
Iris.
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed.
I have something to say to you, too.
Yes.
You really are the person I always thought you were.
Oh.
Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright?
What? Hey, business.
Another
Seriously.
perfectly timed donation.
Cheers, mate. That couldn't have been better timed.
Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Miss Elise Donham. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant. Gumshoe, are you ready? One last time. Court is now adjourned. Oh, sorry, I meant hold it, Gumshoe. Don't ruin the moment, Gumshoe. Forget.
He called him by his name. He called him Phoenix Wright for the first time.
So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served.
Oh, Mia.
proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Aww. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia. I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. I've handled a lot of cases, seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick?
Yeah, dropping hot objections.
Yeah, right there. And then I went to prison for life in being an accomplice to murder.
You don't know that. We'll defend the shit out of her. Don't worry.
Oh, man. Yep.
Thanks, Wing Supernova.
Oh,
Maya.
I guess it's just like my sis said.
Mia, what did she say?
That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook.
Oh, you ready?
Don't worry. Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
Oh.
Oh my god!
But
Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick.
the harm grows. Maya, how can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your own mother murdered. Ah, ouch! Ow. Francisca!
Still a softie as always, Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, you got me. Excellent work, Wright.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back?
Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
If these two hadn't been there on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day.
Accurate.
Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Aww.
Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training.
Fell 40
Anyways.
feet into a freezing river.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Francisca.
I don't suppose.
Oh no! There's room for me in this group hug? Is there?
Oh, Larry.
What is this sad music happening? What in the longer face than usual? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone. Not even once.
That's not true. Right, Nick?
What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. Oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
What? Huh, me? Oh, no. Oh.
Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy?
Oh, well, yes. Indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance.
What do you really mean it? What about you, Franny? Did I draw you well too? Ah!
My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon.
Crayons. Gee.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something.
Nah. So then you'll do it, like you promised? You're going to model for the next picture book? Franny's whipping you away. Ow!
Don't get carried away. Franny's whippity whip trip.
Whippity whip trip.
That's amazing.
Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh?
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around.
Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally, she would have just made a beeline for Maya.
Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back.
Oh!
Hey, Barley!
Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened.
Yeah,
To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Francisca. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I wonder whose fault that was.
I think I understand how she feels. Maya's a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
What do you mean by that? Or, Pete, what do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry.
Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya.
Oh, we should save.
Oh, yeah.
Edgeworth.
Okay.
I think I'm starting to understand too. Ow!
Then tell me, Phoenix Wright. Who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Save.
I can't.
Remember that like 2 seconds ago when I said we should save?
I know. That's
I had a
okay
feeling
though.
This was coming.
That's okay.
Being strong for Larry.
For no, it's for us. We're not even in
we're
there.
not in
though.
here.
It's
though.
probably Pearl.
It's either Pearl or Godot. But Pearl wasn't there for most
I
of
don't think it
it.
was
Maybe
Godot.
it's hurt more deeply. Oh, well, I mean, if Pearl found out that it was her sisters that were taken out
Yeah.
and her mother is evil and
Yeah,
Pearl's
let's
trying
go.
to kill
Let's
Maya.
cheat. Just ask chat. Chat, tell us.
It is Pearls.
It is Pearls?
It is Pearls.
Confirm Pearls?
It's Pearls.
Launching?
Yep, Pearls.
Okay.
It's Pearls. Take that! Pearl Fey.
The poor kid, after all, the reason she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya, and that's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. God damn it, Pearls is way too precious. God, look at that face. It's just...
But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable.
And that's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearls' sake. Until she can see her smile again.
Oh, hey! So this is where you all were. I was looking for you.
There's Kramer.
Oh, hey, well, looks like you got quite a bunch here. Oh, yeah, okay. What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own.
Aw, what's up, Detective?
What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
Okay. I kind of ship Franny and Gumshoe a little bit.
Oh, you know, this and that. And anyway, congrats on your win, whatever.
Get out of here. You don't belong here, okay? Miss Bird is perfect for him, and that's all that will ever happen.
Yeah, but I kind of
okay.
like the dynamic that they have better.
Yeah, it's an okay dynamic.
abusive
but
one?
It's maybe like I don't know. Maybe they can have a short relationship before Gumshoe eventually marries Bird.
Said he knows how much better Bird is. Oh, let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me.
Really?
My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by teeny weeny, but it's all right. I made a reservation at the first-class French restaurant tonight.
Wow, Scruffy!
Scruffy.
Ah!
Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward.
Oh my. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean...
Oh, très bien. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Oh, come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal.
Oh! Get shipped on! I shit on your face.
You, Crybaby, you're invited too.
Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back.
I swear to God, if she's kidnapped.
She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Pearlie, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh?
Oh, I bet she just went back home. That's all.
I thought so too, so I called the village.
I mean, she was just here like 5 minutes ago. It's a
Literally,
long distance
Mia
to
was
travel.
like, "You don't need me anymore," and then I guess she just left the room in Pearl's body.
Oh, yeah.
But no one's heard from her. This has never happened before.
As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe,
Yeah, what is it, pal?
could you guys go on ahead?
But what about you?
Maya and I will. We'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick,
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, but you're that. Stop!
very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, Wright.
We won't.
But where should we look? Where could Pearlie have gone?
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. The fruit playground.
The toilets.
Oh.
How does she get around so fast?
Yeah, no.
Just little legs.
Hazakura Temple.
For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started.
Oh, what's this? You're all back again so soon?
Sister Bikini?
I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight.
So she's here. Pearlie's here.
Oh, she's in the training hall. Why don't you go hurry along and go see her?
Okay.
Oh, they cleaned it up.
Pearlie's not here.
Ah, Maya, the hanging scroll. Aww.
Someone cleaned it off.
It's gotta be pearls.
Ah! Mystic Maya! Pearlie, why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother.
That's why you came here.
It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearlie. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother's gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here is all thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. And that's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya.
I'm impressed you truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty.
Sister Bikini.
Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night.
Oh no.
After dishonoring the good name of Karain, I don't have the right to face my daughter.
Oh, but do you ever think about what your daughter wants?
But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die.
Who are you punishing here?
Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets.
She'll always be with me until the day I die. Huh. There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die.
That's the master's talisman.
The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents.
So that's...
A photo? Mother.
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, that's the cutest thing.
I guess wait. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, oh, look at Mia too.
Yeah, oh my god.
So it was broken before, but I thought we saw it first.
Oh yeah, it was broken. It was always broken.
but
and we made a comment about how it was broken, and then Pearly broke it again. And we're like, oh, this is weird.
She broke it worse.
I thought we saw it in. Oh no,
No, we saw it broken.
Oh no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because it said Ami, and then she fixed it into right. Because Mia is fixing it correctly. Oh
my god, they're
Mom,
adorable.
I can't explain.
yeah. It kept being broken. Right. I was. Even the battle's over, and the bonds that connect us are severed. We always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando. I like that their mother, like, who in theory as the Master Crane really should have cared about that urn, instead of like being surprised or anything, just like.
And it's one of her fondest memories that she kept with her forever.
Yeah.
And now,
Oh.
how are we doing on the fuel wheel?
Oh, good God, that's weird timing.
Use the
I can't handle this anymore.
It feels my heart can't handle this.
I'm feeling melancholic.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Because, man, this is super
Thank you, Kuga girl.
pure and amazing.
And Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get this going? Everyone's waiting. This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today.
But I still can't.
Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise.
Oh, I know, and I won't be easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back.
Oh, maybe just the room.
All right. We're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
Aww. You know, there's only one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but
What is it, Nick?
reservations for training is fine and all. Why for 3?
Oh, come on. What do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh?
I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of a big hot hunk like you.
Huh?
It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally.
Huh?
That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right?
Aww.
We'll have a nice big meal right before we come next time. Right, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure. Of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps too.
Well then, Here goes nothing.
Oh, together now.
What a good game.
That last case was so good. The Ruse Cruise
I'll
just
really have to work extra hard now.
wouldn't
Master of Karain,
stop.
office manager of Wright & Co. law offices. And I have to be a good big sis to Pearlie and Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
So many times. Taki.
So it's true, Mr. Nick is really Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through the special course all the way to the end.
Wow.
Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Oh my god, what could go wrong?
Shutakumi.
What a good game, right, guys?
What a good game.
Oh.
Maggie, buy me a brand new coat as a present, pal. It's for 10 years younger. It'll never take it off.
Aww.
Yes, but somehow you just don't see him the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Oh, don't worry about it. In the case of the name of love, a man will soil himself silly.
Soil himself. That's it, everybody. Let's soil ourselves in the name of love.
Chiaki.
I don't know how far that'll take you. Oh.
Mr. Wright, I'm once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of the Karain exhibit was a great success.
Adrian's a great.
I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip, and said that I must show you what I've learned.
Oh my!
Yes, please,
The
Brad.
harm grows.
Oh, Lord.
I'm into it. Adrian with a whip? Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's just get silly and soil
The
it.
reprise in this.
Yeah.
Aw.
This feels so long ago. Does he know he started a company called Mask to Mask Clothing?
We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans and the criminals of the city.
Oh, motto is cut it out, please!
Pretty cute, huh?
Well, we also have to sell plans. The criminals, kind of like a side business. I wonder if that's okay.
Oh my God.
Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals.
Ah, those two. Oh.
I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him $500,000 and a tea set. A special thick tea, one I mixed with my own 2 hands. I bet he's drinking it right now. Went through compromise.
If I wasn't so sure that she was precious, I'd be scared.
Oh, Franny, Adrian, she taught me to use a whip. I bet she did. I'm just so bad at the way the wrinkly, grumpy clown knows where's the flesh.
Oh.
At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids have a birthday party for me the other day. And I'm talking about it. She's 69 years old. Hey, are we in there? And I cried like a baby with a dirty old diaper.
That's on purpose.
Would drink thick tea.
As
made
usual,
with her
we
own
have an
hands.
abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata.
Adamada!
As soon
Mata,
as I heard
Mata.
his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly.
Adamada. Adamada.
Kimura.
Adamada. Adamada.
My, more reporters. Since the murder, we've had so much money. I hardly know what to do with it all. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in the spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Whoa! Oh, after 15 years, I'm going to jail for being an accessory to murder.
Near Automata. SP, that's amazing.
Lisa Basil. Glenn Elg.
Ah!
You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeny. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but...
Oh!
I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a
Wife.
Objection!
Oh, good job, Grommen.
It's Grommen.
I was jamming to Grommen.
Sean King.
That's an interesting way to spell Sean.
Sean.
I think it's Sean.
Sean.
Do a
I wonder if
seance.
the O is supposed to be an A, maybe.
Christina
Catano.
Catano.
Oh,
God, is
Mia.
Catano contain myself.
Oh. She's lovely.
Objection.
Godot. James C. Wilson. Will see, son. Ah! Oh, God, but Janet.
Sue. Janice Sue?
Janet Sue. She
They're
can
not.
see me.
They're not actual VA.
That's not their actual VA?
No. Well,
David
they made the sounds, but they're not. They're
Christie.
not actually voice actors.
No.
They're just the people who did the voices. Oh boy.
Oh, what's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one is here to greet me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I got no one. And what kind of a lonely security guard room is this supposed to
that
be
was
anyway?
Larry.
Well, with all the flashing lights and the switches, I feel like I'm in some sort of space alien. And now, what am I gonna do with all these macadamia nuts I bought? With all the edgy boo and where exactly really can't accept he's afraid of something as painful as a fragile heart. Oh well, I'll never find a gentleman who will treat me like a lady. Quick laughs.
Mike Wazowski.
I finally found something I love to do. Frandy's whippity whip trip is gonna turn the art world on its head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. Not a loser after all.
Hey, win.
Rufus! Oh, Fox, thank you.
Rufus Fedora Fox.
First game that ever made me cry. Thanks for such a really awesome game. Aw, thank you, Rufus, for all of you guys for being along here with us. Ah, look at this. Oh, Larry drew it.
He's really good.
It is good.
Oh, look at that go down. Oh, God.
You don't think Godot died? What? They killed Godot?
He killed somebody. They got the death penalty.
No, what? Oh, fuck.
No, he won. It's over.
No,
It's
I
good.
know, but
He won.
I didn't realize. They were like, there was like a Star Wars thing there.
That was. It was very
Oh
Star
my
Wars.
God, no, what?
I don't think that he died so much as it was like a thing where it's like these are the people of the old world and these are the people of the new, kind of. you know?
yeah.
He died. He's fucking dead. For sure.
I mean, I don't.
This confirms that he died. He probably
Yeah, he
did.
did. He's
Entirely up to
gone.
interpretation. Oh man.
I don't know. Like for me, that felt strongly like he was looking over them.
He died from his eye blood.
No,
Well-
from death penalty because they do that in Japanifornia. They did it to Dahlia for killing somebody.
And they were gonna do it to Terry.
They were gonna do it to Terry.
But self-defense, yo. What about self-defense?
It wasn't self-defense.
No.
Like, and that was the point I wanted to talk about, because there was a point in the trial where I was like, oh. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I figured it out, of course, shortly after. But like, there were just better ways. If you knew about this plan so far in advance, there, like, you could have just tied Elise up or whatever, restrained her, and then done it.
Yeah.
But like Godot said, he's like, if I really wanted to save Maya, there was a better way to do it.
Yeah.
I wanted revenge on Dahlia, and so I actually didn't do the best thing because I was wrong.
Yeah.
I
So
learned that because of you.
yeah.
Man. So I don't know. I think it's very poetic. He was like, the only two things I was living for were Maya
Overdose on
and
caffeine.
revenge.
That's a possibility too. Yeah. So yeah, no, and that all made sense to me, which I was really happy about, because otherwise it wouldn't. So I mean,
blaring pop.
Godot was a good guy, but he did some bad things.
Yeah.
He was misguided.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right? Because he, in his monologue, he admitted how hurt he was.
Yeah.
And how weak he was. Best solution: destroy the plan letter. Damn cool, Ford. I didn't even think of that, but that is definitely a good solution. Oh man.
But I guess
Just-
we should say that this is the end of Phoenix Wright for now.
For now,
now.
yeah. We're gonna be
But we're starting a new game.
a new game on Thursday, and then we're gonna slip back into Phoenix Wright Investigations, I believe.
So
Yeah.
pop a sub if you haven't subbed, and put your notifications on.
Absolutely.
because-
And thank you so much to everyone who came out and did this with us, for the long series, beginning to end. And thank you to all of our wonderful supporters, sponsors, moderators. We don't
crazy
thank
to
you guys
think,
enough.
man. We don't.
I can't. I literally I can't.
We
I
would
don't-
spend literally all stream doing it, and
Yeah.
then no one would watch
Gosh,
us.
and then be like, okay, that's enough.
Maybe the people we thank would.
It would just be like
Maybe.
like 5 people who would just be constantly thanking over and over.
Yeah.
They'd listen to us at work and we'd be like, "Thank you, Ginger Dwarf. Thank
Yeah.
you, Tasso.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cougar Girl.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mo. Thank you, Midnight
Springaroo,
Ishinabe.
Liquid
Thank you,
Cynicism, Godot, The Goat, Gensi, Mo Rene,
Thank you.
Mid-90s, Letitia, Jarrett, Ace, Gray,
could
Clark, the Black Mage. What's up, Clark?
That Godot died because he returned to being Diego Armando. Maybe? I hope. Hey, man.
Oh,
it's a
cute.
possibility.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
whatever world. Hey, Dabby,
Actually, no,
thank you.
it's wrong because of facts. No, I'm kidding.
And then Godot, or Dabby says, well, it could be that Godot. Oh, yeah, that's the part that you read out there.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Pants says,
Dr. Pants!
this last case is so good. It's my favorite in the series, closely followed by
Redacted. Clever.
That's fun. That's fun.
Deleted by moderators.
Yeah. No, that
Thank you, Dr. Pants.
This case was
it was
awesome.
good. It was like, yeah, it just, I mean, I want to say, like, it's hard for it not to be because it's been built up over 3 games, basically.
Yeah.
Like, we touched on a lot of different, everywhere Mia was, which is throughout the whole series,
Yeah.
basically. And it brought Mia's overarching story to a close, finally,
Yeah.
right? And it's a long, long time coming. And it feels good. It feels really good.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I feel incredibly satisfied. It's a satisfying story, you know?
And I was wondering why they only did 3. Like, it was just like, oh, I wonder why they would just do the 3 in the main series, not just keep going, just keep inventing more things. I'm like, oh, because it kind of turned out to be about Mia. Not about Mia, like Phoenix's journey within that story, you know?
Absolutely.
The groundwork was like she was it literally said, what connects everything? And it was
Everything, yeah.
Mia. You know? So that was something else, man.
Yeah, it's oh shit!
Oh, Cougar!
Celebration shot. All right, you're right.
I got
You're
those. You got
right.
yours over there?
I do not. Yanni, do you have one by any chance?
I have nothing.
We have nothing.
Guess you're gonna have to do shots out of the bottle.
I could sip from the same cup as you. But
Well, then one at a time we'll do these. We have 1 shot glass.
gameplay wise, it
Thanks,
was a lot of fun. I like you know, like, I guess I don't have a lot of experience with visual novels, but the ones I do, I like that they have thank you to Cougar Girl and Phoenix Wright and everybody. Thank you. Whew, okay.
No more mysteries. Time to get wasted. No, we've actually got.
It feels so good to hit a good contradiction, though. You know, where you're like half sure
Yeah.
and you hit it.
And it just the music stops. Like yes,
Yes.
yes,
And
yes,
I mean, like,
yes.
I totally get it from your guys' point of view. Like, if I was, because everybody figures things out differently, right? And so sometimes I'm sure it was frustrating to watch us, but thank you for sticking through it. I think that we had some pretty great, you know, experiences through it. You know, we had some good laughs,
Yep.
some questionable japes.
Yeah. Questionable to say the least.
Questionable.
I was not on board with you nutting over the very romantic story of Iris.
Only because I knew that I was gonna back it up and explain.
That's why.
it.
That's why I shook my head.
Never leave her, understand her, and take care of her.
That's why we nut on stream.
That's why we
If
nut.
y'all have been thinking anything else about why
Yeah.
we nut, you're wrong.
Playing Dokapon, I think we're gonna take like a 15-20 minute break, and then we gotta go.
15 minutes or less.
Yeah.
As long as we eat food, I'm happy.
My Dokapon notification just came on. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't change it. BD,
Yeah.
yes, M.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll change it to
that's the
45
thing
right
too,
now.
right? Like, it just it wouldn't be all the same without each and every one of you. So
Yeah.
except for maybe you out there lurking. I see you. Maybe say hi next time.
You could if you wanted to.
Can. It's not like we bite hard. It's like Franny's whip.
Oh, Johnny.
I lurk a lot too, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that's
yeah.
cool.
I dig. Like when I'm watching live streams, I definitely lurk mostly. The occasional like, hey, and then I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sit back and relax. Danielle R, you guys should play AJ before investigations. Technically, we will play them in the proper order. We've got a lot
Release
of
order,
amazing people
whatever it
around
is,
us telling us which order to play the games in.
Fine, G, Zero, no.
No. Hey, Slipper. No.
No, but and you know, even everybody who's going to watch this VOD, if you've made it to the end, then you the real MVP.
Yep.
And you know, always thank you for leaving your comments, all of you
Yeah.
guys. We read all the comments.
Yep,
we might
true.
not reply to all of them, but we definitely read them.
No, I certainly try to give a like just so everyone knows that we've.
Just even though you get the love button. Yeah,
Yeah, the love button.
yeah.
Just so people know that
Should.
we're there. But yeah. I've always tried to be really interactive with the streamer. Yeah, wildcard for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the thing. We have a lot of fun from this side doing it really interactively. It's when I'm sitting back, I like to watch the interaction happen, and that's also
and that's
cool.
also fun. Absolutely. I don't mean to call anyone out, but I called people out.
Yeah,
It's okay to be a lurker.
Only because I care.
yeah.
We should have a lurk emoji eventually.
Yeah, just a guy in a
Just so
trench coat.
people can say when they're lurking, you know?
Yeah.
Just
You know
let,
what
let us know that you're lurking.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice to know that you're there.
Yeah. We'll just say a quick hello and then we'll leave it at that. You know what? If you send us the incognito man, the guy with the hat and the trench coat on, I'll know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll know what you mean.
I've said it before, you know, like making videos that weren't live, it felt really lonely, even though we were with people. So I can't imagine how people who do that on their own all the time.
Make the video, put it out there. Make the video, put it out there.
Yeah, but it feels, you know.
Feels good to have all you guys here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
So big.
I always get all emotional after games and stuff.
I know,
So,
right? It just
like
there's a
credits
little
and
hole
stuff.
in your heart.
Well, it's just done, right?
You hear that, everybody? You're filling the android's hole.
There you go. Hey,
Each and every one of you.
wink.
Ah, yes. We did. We managed to end it in traditional
Lewdness, that's the way it
NyanCave
goes.
fashion.
We've got 12 minutes before we start.
Laugh
the
through
next
the
game. We're
sadness
gonna get
of
some.
crazy
If we can eat that fast.
Yeah, so eat
If we
that
can
fast.
eat that fast.
All right, we will see you guys soon. All right, bye.